I declare that the 540th Convocation of McMaster University for the conferring of degrees is now in session.
Please be seated. Good morning. I am Dr. David Wilkinson, Provost and Vice President Academic of the University. This morning I have the great pleasure of acting as your Master of Ceremonies and of welcoming you all to this Convocation ceremony. Before we start our formal program, may I first ask everyone in the hall to switch off any electronic device that may ring or beep during the ceremony. I would now like to call upon our Chancellor, Dr. Suzanne Labarge, to make her own welcoming remarks.
Welcome, honored guests, family, friends, colleagues, and faculty from McMaster University, Mohawk College, and Conestoga College, and most importantly, graduands. This is an exciting day for all of you who are graduating today, as well as for all those people who have supported you and stood behind you, and in many cases have had a key role in your being here today. You've achieved a great deal to get here, and you should all be very proud of your success and looking forward to what the future might bring. Congratulations, and enjoy the ceremony.
I would now like to introduce Dr. Patrick Dean, President and Vice Chancellor, who will be presenting our honorary degree recipient.
Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate of McMaster University, I have the honor to present Judith Shamian. Dr. Judith Shamian is one of Canada's most widely respected and influential healthcare professionals. She has an international profile in nursing and is a leader whose work and impact extend from frontline nursing to institutional leadership to professional development, international advocacy, and legislative and policy change. With a geographically diverse educational background that includes a nursing diploma from the Shara Zedek Hospital in Jerusalem, a bachelor's degree in community nursing from Concordia University, and a PhD from the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio, Dr. Shamian's track record as a learner foreshadowed her equally diverse influence as a professional. Dr. Shamian is currently a professor in the School of Nursing at the University of Toronto, having served on the faculty there since 1989. She is also President Emeritus of the V.O.N., Victorian Order of Nurses Canada, a nearly 120-year-old organization where she served as President and CEO for 8 years. In fact, those of you who are dedicated television viewers may remember her appearance on Undercover Boss Canada while she was serving as the V.O.N's chief executive. Previously, she held a series of key leadership positions, including Executive Director of Nursing Policy for Health Canada, President of the Canadian Nurses Association, and Vice President of Nursing for Mount Sinai Hospital in Toronto, where she established a World Health Collaborating Center for Leadership Development, the first collaboration of its kind. Dr. Shamian has also served as the nursing coordinator at Sir Mortimer B. Davis Jewish General Hospital in Montreal, and as a director of the Department of Nursing Research and Development at Sunnybrook Health Science Center. A respected researcher whose work has influenced nursing-related policy both in Canada and internationally, Dr. Shamian's extensive publication record includes 8 book chapters in the last decade alone. She has led the Canadian Nurses Association's National Expert Commission on Healthcare, served as co-chair of the Healthcare Innovation Working Group of the Council of the Federation of Canada's Premiers, and been a member of the Board of Directors for the Canadian Home Care Association. In 2013, she was elected President of the International Council of Nurses. Dr. Shamian, who has been named one of Canada's 10 most powerful women, has received numerous honors, including 3 honorary degrees, the Top Cited Award 2006 to 2008 from the International Journal of Nursing Studies, and the Canadian Nurses Association Centennial Award. She has been presented with the Award of Excellence for Advancing Nursing in Policy by the Canadian Association of Schools of Nursing, and with an honorary award for support of nursing in the Caribbean from the World Health Organization, Pan American Health Organization. She is a lifetime member of the Registered Nurses Association of Ontario, an international fellow in the American Academy of Nursing, and a fellow of the Lillian Carter Center for International Nursing at Emory University. Today, Chancellor, McMaster University is proud to add to Judith Shamian's list of awards and honors. I present to you Dr. Shamian, a true leader in nursing and healthcare, both in Canada and internationally, and ask that you confer upon her the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
This is the hardest part, to listen to all these comments.
Judith Shamian, by the authority of McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in McMaster University, with all the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. Congratulations. We'll get to the ceremony. I would now like to invite Dr. Shamian to deliver the Convocation address.
Hi, guys. Listening to what you have done, which I hardly can remember some of it, is the hardest part. So having a conversation with you for the next few minutes is the fun part. So first of all, distinguished members of the platform, members of the graduating class of 2015, families and friends. I am humbled and delighted to stand in front of you as the new member of class of 2015. I am one of you, and grateful to the university for bestowing on me this honorary degree. Thank you. I want to congratulate all of you, the class of 2015, for the incredible milestone that you all achieved today. You do deserve a round of applause. I will be remiss if I would not recognize also the people that loved you and supported you throughout your education, supported you emotionally, financially, and in many, many other ways. They deserve our heartfelt acknowledgement and thanks. Let's give them a round of applause. As the 27th President of the International Council of Nurses, and only the second Canadian to have this honor, I bring you greetings from 16 million nurses worldwide, and welcome you to this incredible community of nurses and healthcare professionals. Lead, engage, inspire. These 3 words are inscribed on various documents at the nursing school at McMaster. Today, as you join the community of healthcare professionals, I would like to reflect for a few moments on these important words. First, let us look at the amazing opportunity you have had to receive an education from McMaster. McMaster is ranked among the top 100 universities in the world, quite incredible. It is internationally renowned for its innovative research and teaching. Through my international travels and discussions, far too often people talk about McMaster, and they either visited it, studied here, or know about the innovation and know leading global leader names. For example, I meet Dr. Andrea Bowman more often outside of Canada than in Canada. And it's always with incredible commitment and contribution that McMaster is making to global communities. In nursing, MAC, renowned for its work on advanced nursing practice, the WHO Collaborating Center, and much, much more. On a personal note, I would like to take this opportunity and acknowledge and thank Dr. Gina Brown, who is retiring this year, but who have made an incredible contribution, and I am sure will continue to do so, in the whole area of research and policy, and her work has really led to innovations and the changes in policy, not just in Ontario and Canada, but worldwide. So by graduating from this great network of institutions affiliated with McMaster, you instantly become a global citizen, connected to all corners of the world. As such, you need to lead, engage, and inspire. Let us look at the first word, lead. You can lead from every position, every situation, with formal and informal positions. And you might think it's easy for her to say, look, she's the 27th president. I didn't born this way. I was the commencement speaker a few weeks ago at New York University, and I told them the following personal story, and I think it will demonstrate to you how you can lead from every corner, from wherever you are. In the late 70s, I worked on the IV team at the Jewish General Hospital. And for those of you who are not in healthcare, people in the IV team go around and poke people all day long. I injured my back and couldn't do bedside nursing. Being an IV nurse did not come with any status. But while my team members were sitting between calls in a unit and chatting, knitting, gossiping, you know, things we do, I went to many lectures and clinical rounds held in the hospital and have done one more thing I am pretty proud of. The days I was assigned to draw blood in the ICU, I was struck by the skin and the physical condition of our patients. This was over 35 years ago, before most of you even born, and I was in my late 20s. Each one of these patients had a heparinized line. I approached the medical chief, ICU medical chief, and in those days was, oh my God, those little no one is going and speaking to the ICU chief. And asked him, why don't we use those lines to draw blood instead of poking these poor souls that looked like a checkerboard from all the previous attempts to draw blood? His answer was that there is no evidence that the result of the blood test from the heparinized line is the same as from non-heparinized vein. But if I wanted to try to study it, he was game. The result was that I had my first research study done. My first scientific presentation was no less than in the International Meeting of Critical Care. And as you know, because of additional studies, the practice worldwide changed. So as you can see, you can lead from any position if you have the passion, conviction, and the desire to make a difference. I am passionate about a lot of things, and this passion has shaped my career and my leadership successes. They have led me to my current position as the president of B.Sc.N. I also want to spend 1 minute to talk about two other individuals who will be recognized this afternoon in Ottawa by the Canadian Nursing Association. We lost two nurse giants over the last couple of months. First, Dr. Verna Splain, who died at the age of 100, who could tell the stories of the beginning of the last century and the middle of last century, both being on the B.Sc.N board, being the chief nurse of this country, and doing incredible international work. The second is Josephine Flaherty, Dr. Flaherty, who just passed away like 2 weeks ago. She also held the position of the chief nurse in this country and have made an incredible contribution. And I am sorry I will not be able to be in Ottawa this afternoon, but both of them will be honored by CNA during their annual meeting. Let me move to the next word, which is engage. And this is perhaps the hardest of the three words to define. For me, engagement means the difference between healthcare workers that look at their job as a bunch of tasks or look at their work as making the life of people and the world a better place with every act, whether it's comforting a child, helping a person to manage their anxiety through an MRI, or holding executive positions and making complex decisions. I have only practiced bedside nursing, unfortunately, for a few years, but I always see myself as a nurse with the vision of making a difference and be engaged in a meaningful way in whatever I take on. When we traveled when our children were little, and the immigration officer would ask, "What is your job?" I would always say, "I am a nurse." My kids would say, "But Mommy, you are a director, you are a vice president, you are a president." And I would say to them, "Yes, that is all correct. But most of all, I am a nurse. And any position I take on, I engage in it first and foremost as a nurse." Engagement means that you are in it for the long haul. You are committed to seeing results. When we engage ourselves fully, develop passion for our work, and learn to lead by serving others, our lives are truly fulfilled. Engage the community you are in. Look at the podium alone and see the many communities that are represented here. And that brings us to the final word, inspire. I am sure that each of you can think of someone who has inspired you through your life, a parent, a teacher, a friend, or someone else. But do you see yourself as someone who can inspire others? One simple way to begin is in the words of the Mahatma Gandhi: be the change you want to see in the world. In other words, be a good example, care about others, learn from and share your own experiences, your failures, as well as your successes. Your education in this amazing institution has given you the knowledge, skills, abilities to lead, engage, and inspire. The class of 2015, go out there and change the world. You can. Thank you.
Dr. Shamian, on behalf of the university, thank you very much for your comments. I think she's given you a lot to think about. But I think Dr. Shamian represents the best of your profession and provides a role model for you to emulate. And we are grateful to be able to honor her today, and even more grateful to have her join the McMaster community. So again, thank you, Dr. Shamian.
Dr. Patrick Dean will now come forward to present the graduands to our Chancellor for admission to their degrees.
Will the graduands please stand? Chancellor, on behalf of McMaster University Senate, I present to you these candidates in order that you may confer the appropriate degrees upon them, and I bear witness that they are worthy and suitable. May I also request that you confer the appropriate degrees in absentia upon all those candidates who have successfully completed the required course of study, but who are not present.
Graduands, by my authority and that of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to admit those before me today and those in absentia to their individual degrees in McMaster University with all of the rights and privileges pertaining to those degrees. My sincere congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Graduates, I now ask each of you to join me on stage so that the Chancellor and I may welcome you to the McMaster community of scholars.
You ready? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, so that each graduate's name may be heard, it would be appreciated if during the presentation of the graduands, you would hold your collective applause to the end of each degree category. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science. Patricia Veronica Castillo. Kellyanne Lopresti. Jessica Joelle Rolson. Lindsay Yulee. Christina Zubrinik.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Marina Abdel Malak. Elizabeth Abrantes. Maria Maurice Adelan. Mujahidi Ahmarasp. Leo Akyo Yaman. Cynthia Akram. Kimberly Ann Amaral. Faith Amiss. Courtney Pauline Bradsvick. Yasmin Zoe Bagshi Clark. Tiffany Lynn Barnes. Chantel Marie Barry. Morgan Alexandra Beach. Adrienne Nicolette Bedad. Courtney Marie Begg. Sean Bell. Rachel Bellamy. Nicole Poitier Bellamere. Bianca Ballou. Nadine Anne-Marie Bennett. Sarah Marie Berryman. Charmaine Grace Betono. Manjuhat Ba. Mahatma Kaur Bahita. Vinsulu Bereshwata. Grifty Borrego. Leah Bakley. Daniel Nicole Balazek. Giza Sandor Bologna. Linda Dawn Bomberry. That's it. Let's have a bit of spirit in here. It's a day of celebration. Tara Bray. Oops, I might have started something. Larissa Brodicek. Megan Ann Bross. Laura Margaret Brown. Madeline Erin Brown. Shelby Brown. Shannon Buck. Nicole Eileen Bernison. Michael Sheridan Mahula Kersesi. Sarah Catherine Calberry. Natalie Victoria Cameron. Joshua Anthony Carvalho. He was the class president. Sorry. Stephanie Cassidy. Caitlin Alexandra Castro. Lisa Whittington Chalklin. Patrick Augustin Chan. Candice Chang. Ban Di Cho. Oh, sorry, Mathwi Chonha. Wing Nam Chong. Ya Yu Chong. Patricia Koromansky. Iris Chow. Caitlin Jane Churchill. Rebecca Clark. Taylor Christine Clark. Laura Corvelli. Benjamin Bailey Courtney. Alicia Catherine Margaret Cox. Stephanie Loran Kulnan. Alicia and Moore. Nikita DeMello. Kimberly Louise Darcy. Jennifer Marie DeSalva. Emily May Alexandra Daw. Cheryl de los Rios. Lucas Joseph Dinom. Gabrielle Deschamps. Vipkumar Devani. Jessica Du. Inga Dyke. Kristen Diana DePel. Samantha DeRamo. Fatima Dizon. Nicole L. Doman. Jesse Dong. Aaron Dohan. Anne Cheryl Doria. Maureen Helena Doyle. Bianca Dragomore. Elena Mary Drover. Melissa Dyer. Mercedes Melanie Eamon. Fabiola Cadez. Jesslyn Elliott. Nicole Eves. Hafsa Farah. Jocelyn Faustino. I think somebody else should be coming up. Katrina Falenko. Feliciano. Thank you. Okay. Aaron Patrick Fernout. Stephanie Lynn Ferretti. Katrina Theth. Corinne Charlotte Finley. Margaret Ellen McKinley Fisher. Elizabeth Margaret Fitzgerald. Roma Roche Fitzgerald. Emily Ann Flautier. Krista Lee Foster. Kaylee Fox. Natalie Alexandra Frixoni. Emily Ann Elizabeth Fuller. Erin Joy Furtis.
Linda Nicole Gattany. Annabella Nino Gadgo. Taylor Dawn Garrett. Emily Rose Gearing. Tyler Geekas. Joanne Nicole Jarine. Patrick Guba. Samantha Leanne Gibson. Carly Gilchrist. Madison Tara Gilmore. Casey Samantha Gingras Little. Stephanie Liliana Gisoni. Emily Catherine Marie Goodwill. Mary Elaine Gosin. Larissa Marie Gould. Shannon Andrea Graham. Talsia Green. Anissa Guled. Macy Lorenz Gundran. Caitlin Gunter. Beryl Nancheng Guanyana. Laura Marie Hack. Erica Kathleen Hagland. Sonia Hagihat Yu. Jessica Haid. Free Michael Haley. Joseph Haley. Natalia Halassa. Jillian Emma Halliday. Stephanie Ellen Hamill. Jamie Hamilton. Faiza Hake. Rachel Bethany Harris. Valerie Elaine Harris. Sheena Hockey. Tessa Jen Alexandria Heyman. Jennifer Loren Hens. Danielle Elizabeth Henry. Jenna Hatenga. Courtney Hill. Brooklyn Hillis. Christina Elizabeth Hilsally. Janie Hong. Chelsea Ann Patricia Hodge. Ian Douglas Hodgson. Kaylee Brianne Hofsink. Robin Joanne Holding. Jessica Holfuer. Chelsea Yuikang Hordick. Caitlin Horlings. Danielle Horvat. Natalie Hunt. Tamara Renate Ibrajev. Jelena Illick. Jerica Rose Irwin. Melanie Irwin. Carolyn Janea. Kathleen Lindsay Jansen. Mark Jez. Janelle Elena Justin Barbara Johnson. Haley Lynn Johnston. Jamie Lynn Johnston. Laura Alexis Joyner. Kayla Marie Jolly. Stacy Jones. Grace Junn. Mallory Diane Kuchik. Rachel Lynn Camps. Youngan Kang. Natalie Lynn Cannonberg. Rana Kayed. Stephanie Joan Kennedy. Susan Kelovivong. Cassandra Kurhanovich. Melissa Kerr. Shahida Khan Khan. Shamina Khan. Danielle Elizabeth Kicks. Vanessa Kiech. Hannah Joy Kiekert. Yun Young Rebecca Kim. Jean Sayong Kim. Shannon Kim. Sora Kim. Caitlin Roberta King. Arista King Kanat. Erin Maureen Kinnersley. Rachel M. Kitchen. Tal Kleiman. Jennifer Nill. Alana Kopachewski. Amanda Michelle Coors. Jessica Kozak. Jennifer Kozma. Carolyn Ann Carisco. Brogan Valerie Kwasny. Cassandra Kwok. Christine Yuen San Lai. Sarah Marie Laidley. Heather Laird. Paige Lamarche. Nicholas Antonio Lanza. Polly Lau. Sharon Lau. Jennifer Nicole Lawler. Mackenzie Mary Holland Lawrence. Heather Barbara LeBlanc. Heidi Veronica Latham. Guan Yu Dai Lee. Holly Rose Lind. Victoria Jenny Lisitsky. Laurel Amanda Locke. Michelle Alexa Lombardi. Jackie Longmire. Olana Lovell. Catherine Anna Lucas. Christy Lynn Litwin. Emma Louise McKenzie. Caitlin Elizabeth McMillan. Adam McPherson. Catherine Grace Maje. Asa Henki Mahmood. Brenna Mahoney. Laura Jennifer Mailing. Francesca Mallory. Ralph Neil Manangan. Joseph Mancini. Andrea Catherine Manuel. Addie Mao. Marilyn Roxana Marin. Lori Beth Martin. Jose Alex Martinez. Nicole Ellen Matheson. Martin Andrew McCullough. Megan Ann McCutcheon. Jennifer McDougall. Lindsay Ann McIntyre. Michelle McIntyre. Samantha Dawn McIsaac. Lisa Evelyn McKenzie. Katie Lynn McLean. Kelsey Lynn McCade. Rachel McRobb. Katie Marianne Medensky. James Michael Meek. Nadine Courtney Mendoza. Hong Meng. Danielle Jasmine Mitchell. Kelsey Mikalachki. Monica McHale. Celine Erica Mills. Kendra Mills. Soraya Miri. Keely Bridget Sheehan Murka. Haley Rael Mitchell. Wadzanyi Molif. Christopher Monahan. Kathleen Dawn Montour. Indiana Cassandra Moss. Jessica Lynn Montford. Jordan Michelle Mauvre. Stephanie Marie Irene Muller. Rosaline So-Young Munn. Penelope Muyambazi.
Leslie Renee Nemeth. Michael Wilson Bernal Ing. Boyan Natasha Ing. Sandy Nguyen. Sarir Mohammed Niatzi. Erin Nicole Nicholson. Matthew Nuselder. Shannon O'Donnell. Taylor O'Neill. Grace Shopi Obidi. Haben Okbamichael. Alice Loredana Oltinu. Angelica Francesca Ong. Danius Orig. Emily Elizabeth Ovjak. Oni Niembo Owanjinkoi. Aislinn Elizabeth Owen. Maria Jansel Picaldo. Tracy Diane Paisley. Cornelia Palchevsky. Jasprit Panag. Katie Inhai Park. Al Thomas R. Padawaran. Jamie Dawn Patterson. Megan Pokey. Thaisa Kalina Pavliuk. Jamie Lee Angeline Piers. Yvonne Pelders. Gui Peng. Briar Pananen. Vanessa Lori Piacentino. Catherine Hope Pilgrim. Jessica Lynn Pinkerton. Kendra Plett. Catherine Leanne Pocknell. Melissa Nicole Podolak. Irina Polu Liahova. Mary Ella Ponsney. Adam J. Powell. Catherine Prain. Jessica Cornelia Ranisau. Amanda Raposo. Rebecca Regan. Marita Rigneris. Michelle Ricciuti. Carly Richard. Jennifer Anne Marie Richardson. Sarah Rico. Tessa Page Rio. Grace Olivia Rive. Jennifer Esmeralda Romero. Lindsay Rebecca Andrews. Deanna Veronica Rostick. Samantha Elizabeth Rowe. Teddy Alexandria Rosad. Daniela Ruggiero. Angelina Dina Sacchetti. Sunny Sahai. Hiba Qadar Saeed. Ramandeep Sangha. Mabel Joanne Santiago Castro. Katrina Sartor. Kristen Sauve. Thomas Sawyer. Elka Sakura Shepet. Jennifer Shilby. Caitlin Elizabeth Shildroth. Robin Patricia Schultz. Heather Ann Shaw. Roman Sheik. Carlene Shipley. Jessica Shoemaker. Amanda Joan Schutz. Hannah Angelina Sebring. Emily Marie Simon Razaya. Laura Marlene Slazak. Samantha Smales. Marissa Yvonne Marguerite Smith. Victoria Smith. Megan Smith. Sulgi Son. Amanda Sukvalai. Melissa Speakman. Alex Nicole Springer. Mira Santa Ana. Nathan Stansberry. Nicole Marie Stephen. Holly Stockman. Kelsey Ann Sweeney. Tabassum Tybee. Taylor Victoria Taminga. Kendra Gilbert Taylor. Nicole Sarah Taylor. Sarah Jane Taylor. Nicole Marie Tendiro. Sarah Marie Terpstra. Alicia Dawn Tessier. Peyton Janine Teal. Casey Nicole Thomas. Shani Lee Thomas. Brittany Lee Thompson. Tanis Victoria Thielemann. Mary Jean Linawan Timon. Miriam Totter. Tiffany Amber Van Toplin. Fu Von Tran. Stephanie Diane Tremblay. Hillary Megan Turnbull. Melanie Rose Turner. Stephanie Urick. Jacqueline Alicia Umalak. Jennifer Lynn Van Houten. Cage Kyoko Van Ray. Julia Rachel Vandasselaar. Carrie Jean Vandenheed. Daniel John Vanderkamp. Heather Shea Vanderspank. Christina Ann Vanderveen. Lacey Jeanette Van Every. Jillian Maria Van Meurs. Carissa Rianne Van Tol. Jennifer Jancy Velapillai. Cassandra Vijay Sigur. Jamal Varani. Brandon Voisin. Jessica Lee Voortman. Kimberly Ann Voortman. Ayla Marie Vreeman. Carrie Wagler. Wasay Wahidi. Alexandra Rose Walters. Natalie Joan Walters. Rainey Shuji Wang. Michelle Van Gignac. Tamara Weirmeyer. Nicole Ashley Witten. Brittany Whittle. Christopher Whitwick. Amina Kar Y. Wu. Wei Yan. Miriam Yardam. Anam Yasmin. Chia Chi Ye. Brooke Rachel Human. Jordan Nicholas James Utsi. Teresita Joy Salas Zamora. Audrey Martina Zeckveld. Di Zhang.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Medical Radiation Sciences. Nagad Abdi. Ragad Al-Malki. Marian Ivai. Rudolph Joseph Baronet. Sarah Daniela Booth. Serena Chan. Terence Kim Day Chan. Sally Chow. Honki Choi. Mang Yin Vivian Chow. Renee P. Christiani. Kenneth Ka Hang Chung. Jacob Catreau. Jessica Nicole Cripps. Brian Dang. Holly Lynn Daniel. Davinda Dawan. Annie Rachel Dixon. Nora Mohammed Elmi. Sneha Gandhi. Priya Garg. Erica Ann Giovanetti. Catherine Hillier. Kelly Kai Yi Ho. Christine Maike Ann Holtrup. Loretta Jessica Su. Alisa Adele Hugil. Maha Shahid Iqbal. Krishna Jain. Veronica Jandržić. Jenny Jiang. Kelly Lynn Johnston. Jimmy Kim. Nicole Blanca Klodnitsky. Heather Klin Hesselink. Glory Lok Yi Kwan. Lorenzo Claudio Lamura. Taylor Lee. Danielle Lucille Leterio. Michael Kevin Locke. Natasha Therese Lompa. Taylor Daniel Loss. Nicole Lotko. Jesse Ma. Christian Luchon Mangoyo. Anna Alexandrovna Marakulina. Carly Angeline Teresa Masja. Christine Eileen McNulty. Melisa Mittelstadt. Trudy Yvette Miller. Elena Ann Moikaken. Samantha Morias. Shannon Natasha Catherine Mulason. Madison Rosemary Murdoch. Robin Elizabeth Murphy. Kelly Mycroft. Esther No. Timothy Peter O'Neill. Coral Diana Elaine Peck. Camille Pepper. Kevin Peralta. Kim Ann Fang. Patricia Pius. Leon Yin Hei Poon. Hong Mong Xuan. Andrew David Russell. Nicole Irene Sarvis. Katie Sarah Savage. Jacqueline Sawkins. Nusrat Shaikh. Sarah Sinclair. Jung Min Son. David Kevin Starzinski. Emily Stief. Sang Tat. Tiffany Thatch. Annie Tran. Hung Ming Tran. Taylor Victoria Uch. Jonathan Viro. Kyle Stephen Ross Van Mil. Kelsey Venema. Kanvi Ramesh Virani. Sarah Allison Vukan. Valerie Michelle Wonders. Vida Wang. Catherine Nicole Veverink. Jessica Vrubel. Tara Lynn Jaworski. Betty Zadlo. Ashley Zavadsky. Jingyao Linda Zhao.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce Ms. Marina Abdul-Malak, a graduate of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, who will be delivering the valedictory address.
Is this thing on? No, I'm kidding. Dear graduates of the Nursing and Medical Radiation Sciences program, congratulations. This is the day we've all been waiting for. I'm sure that there were many days when you were crying and screaming, wondering, when is this ever going to be over? Are we ever going to graduate? Well, here you are. You've made it, and you ought to be extremely proud of yourselves. To faculty, staff, friends, and family members, thank you so much for joining us in this celebratory ceremony. I'm sure that there were many days where you were also crying and screaming, wondering, when is this ever going to be over? And are they ever going to graduate? Well, thank you for your support. Because of you, we've all made it. I'm sure you are extremely proud of the graduates today. I want to share with you a personal story. My family and I immigrated to Canada when I was 1 year old. My father, a family physician, and my mother, an accountant, came here hoping for a better life for myself and my sister. When we came here, their degrees were not recognized. They could not work as their respective positions. As such, they both made the decision to go back to school in order to hopefully recreate a successful life for myself and my sister. This meant that they were studying, working part-time jobs to pay off loans, trying to find enough money in order to support a household. Clearly not an easy task. This also meant that growing up, we did not have many of the luxuries that typical families may have. Indeed, there were some weeks, some days, where we did not know whether we would have enough money to purchase food for the next week. When I was in grade 1, my teacher, we'll call her Mrs. P, asked all the students to bring in an item, an activity, a toy, anything to do during free time at school. All around me, people brought various items, toy cars, talking watches, Barbie dolls, you name it. I looked around, instantly feeling like I didn't belong. I didn't have any of these luxurious items, any of these toys, any of these wonderful things. I returned home and told my parents and my sister. And they did what any resourceful family would do. They made something for me. My mother wrote a bunch of math problems for me to solve. My sister got pictures that I could color, and my father spelling words and other difficult questions that I could work on. I was satisfied. But when I took it to school, again, I did not belong. I was teased and taunted for having just a few papers compared to everything else that everyone had. I went home that day, vowing never to return to school again. When I got home and I shared my experience with my family, they tried to encourage me. My sister gave me a big hug and reminded me how much I loved learning, how much I loved school. But this did nothing. So what? I cried. Who cares about learning? Who cares about school? I'm never going back. Then, my father told me something. You know, Marina, he said, I am the oldest person in my class. Sometimes people make fun of me because of my age, because I don't belong. Then my mother pitched in. Sometimes people make fun of me too. I don't always belong because my English isn't as fluent as everyone else's. I'm still learning as well. I looked at them with a childhood innocence, and I asked them, then why do you ever go back to school? My mother began first, because learning never stops. And then my father, because your education is something no one can ever take away from you. I'm not sure if I really understood what those words meant at the time, but it comforted me. Knowing that my parents could endure so much made me feel like I could go back to school as well. A few days later, Mrs. P announced yet another situation. Today, during show and tell, we were to bring up our most prized possession and explain why it was important to us. The winner would get a gold star. A little boy went up first. This is my toy watch, he showed us. It talks and it makes cool noises. I can tell you what time it is. He tapped down. It stopped. Next, a little girl went up. She held up her Barbie. This is my Barbie, she said. Her name is Barbie, and she's really beautiful, but she'd look prettier if she had her coat on, but my sister took it away from me. It was my turn. I went up and brought up the only possession I ever had, the activity book that my parents and my sister had created for me. As soon as I got up there, I heard the taunts. I heard the teases. I heard the smirks. As soon as I began talking, the little boy with the talking watch yelled, "What's so special about those papers?" This time, I held back any tears. I smiled smugly, and I said, "Because learning never stops, and my education or my learning is something no one can ever take away from me." I went home that day proud and with a golden star. I share this memory with you as a time in my life, one of the times, where I felt like I would never continue. It was too hard. There were too many challenges. I'm sure each of you can think of a similar time, a time where you were challenged, where you were faced with an obstacle, where you thought that it was too hard or that you would never be able to continue. But here you are today, your convocation, the day you've all worked so hard for. As my parents once said to me, now I say to you, your learning never stops, and equally, if not more important, your degree, your education is something that no one can ever take away from you. You ought to be extremely proud of yourselves. Years ago, we all came to McMaster from various parts of the world, perhaps, various lives, various things we've been leading. I remember walking around McMaster wondering where on earth IHS was, only to realize that it stood for Institute for Applied Health Sciences. I remember staring at my schedule, wondering what time TBA stood for, only to realize that it was to be announced. I'm sure you all remember obsessively clicking log in, log in, log in at midnight on Solar, hoping that once, just once, you would be able to get on at midnight to choose your courses before anyone else. And it never happened, by the way. People often ask me why I choose McMaster. There's something truly special about this institution. Is it that tempting smell of willy dogs that you smell when you walk by the student center? Is it those comfy chairs in health sciences that just encourage you to take a nap when you really should be studying? Or those friendly people at Tim Hortons who smile and sometimes sing when you order a coffee or a tea in the morning? Or the wisdom, the support that the faculty provide to all the students? Or those Lake McMaster memes that everybody makes when it rains like crazy? As Julie Andrews would say, these are truly a few of my favorite things. I want you all to appreciate how far you've come. Small joke. Your years of undergraduate degree may be over, and ahead of you lies a clean, open slate. I'm sure this time comes with an anxiety about the unknown, but also excitement about the future. I want you all to think back to your first set of undergraduate exams. How stressed was that? Anyone remember chugging caffeine, hoping to stay up until 4 a.m. to study that last-minute bullet point or that PowerPoint slide? Or what about meticulously altering those page margins so that you could adhere to that 7-page limit? And it also never worked. Now, think about where you are now. How much knowledge have you gained? How many powerful and wonderful skills have you acquired? How many tears, laughters, and smiles have you shed? How many friendships have you formed? How many long-lasting memories have you acquired? I urge you to reflect and to remember this, as these are moments you will truly never forget. Dear fellow graduates, it is often said that we are the future of tomorrow. I want to challenge this and say that we are the hope and people of the present. Your years of studying, for now, may be over, but ahead of you lies a clean, open slate. Some of you may continue to study. Some of you may carry on into the workforce. Others may travel. Others may engage in various other activities. But whatever you choose to do, always remember that you are a person who can make a unique and powerful difference. You have the ability to make a difference, no matter how small or big you may think that is. Never underestimate the power of your presence, your words, and your actions. You are a unique human being, and there is truly only one you. To quote Betty Reese, if you ever think that you are too small to be effective, you have never been in bed with a mosquito. Dear graduates, I want to leave you with some words of wisdom that I have learned to truly adhere to. Do not regret your mistakes, because mistakes make you wiser. Do not shy away from challenges, because challenges make you stronger. Do not give up your dreams, because dreams fill you with passion. And never lose your passion, because passion gives your life meaning. As we venture off into our lives, one thing will truly continue to unite us all: the special connections and memories we have formed at McMaster. Always allow yourself to reflect on where you've been and how far you've come. May the days to come bring you all hope, happiness, success, and many blessings. I truly look forward to working with you all as competent and successful and influential healthcare providers. Congratulations, graduates of 2015.
May I now call upon our President, Dr. Patrick Dean, who will present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning.
Would Dr. Janet Landine please come forward? Dr. Janet Landine has taught at McMaster since 1987. She is now an associate professor in the School of Nursing and served as the assistant dean for undergraduate nursing programs from 2004 to 2012. According to her nursing colleagues, Dr. Landine demonstrates the highest level of educational scholarship in teaching, research, and leadership. She promotes the teaching standards and values that are critical at a student-centered university. Dr. Landine was one of the early advocates of reflective practice in education. Long before it became a popular teaching tool in nursing and more broadly, she asked her nursing students to keep written reflections and to journal their educational experiences. Since 1991, Dr. Landine has published many papers on the benefits of reflective practice. She also championed the use of clinical simulations to enhance students' learning of critical clinical procedures. These simulations allowed students to become more engaged in experiential learning in the absence of live patients. One of Dr. Landine's outstanding contributions has been in developing the Kaleidoscope curriculum for undergraduate nursing within the collaborative B.Sc.N. program that includes McMaster, Mohawk College, and Conestoga College. Under Dr. Landine's leadership, faculty and students at these three institutions designed a curriculum that promotes the meaningful integration of scientific and humanistic concepts. Important innovations included developing person-based learning within a problem-based approach, promoting multiple ways of knowing in nursing, the use of service learning, and providing more opportunities for interprofessional education. This new curriculum received the highest level of accreditation possible from the Canadian Association of Schools of Nursing in 2014. Besides her excellence in teaching and her teaching leadership, Dr. Landine is a recognized researcher with major funding for her work and an impressive list of publications. She uses her research projects to mentor her students, involving them in the design of research projects through to publication. Many of her students are co-authors on her publications. The involvement of students in her research allows her to demonstrate the value of evaluating the outcome of new pedagogical innovations and enables the knowledge gained from these evaluations to permeate the entire profession. Dr. Landine's leadership extends beyond the School of Nursing and the McMaster campus. In the broader McMaster community, she has served as both a member of the Senate and Board of Governors. She is a contributing member of the Accreditation Board of the Canadian Association of Schools of Nursing and is an active member of the editorial and review board of several international journals in both nursing and educational pedagogy. In summary, Dr. Landine is an outstanding teacher, an excellent researcher, and an educational leader who exemplifies the qualities we promote through the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning. Congratulations, Dr. Landine. Suzanne, very well done. Gives me a lot of pleasure.
May I introduce Mr. Dennis Suter from the McMaster Alumni Association, who will now deliver the Alumni Association address.
Chancellor Labarge, President Dean, President Jamieson, President McCurley, McMaster, Six Nations Polytechnic, Mohawk, and Conestoga faculty, fellow alumni, honored guests, and most importantly, members of the McMaster class of 2015. I'm just going to throw this in. As a past president of the Alumni Association, in recent years, I've been offered the opportunity to do the alumni address to a convocation. And this year I was called rather early and I was asked which one would I like to do. I picked this one. You are the best. You are the best. You have the enthusiasm, you have the support, and what a program you've just gone through. Congratulations. Yes, yes. I hope I get to do the nursing and MediRad next year, too. To begin, I have a special word to those of you who quite rightly feel a strong connection to Conestoga, Mohawk, or First Nations Polytechnic. Your personal campus and training site experiences are unique to you and to those institutions, and ever so shall remain. Nonetheless, we of the McMaster alumni family can hardly be faulted for seeing you as part of us. In other words, we got you and we ain't letting you go. We welcome all of you, and to each of you offer the opportunities, services, and experiences that comprise our service portfolio. The Alumni Association is both a custodian of tradition and a champion of the next big thing. We are the grads who have now been part of the Mac family for 8 decades in some cases, just as much as we are of the 35% of Mac alumni who have been born since E.T. went home the first time. And can he just please stay there? The Alumni Association must be as knowledgeable about such historical minutiae as the McMaster Ladies Literary Society, yes, there was once such a thing, as we are about Mac Green or the Queer Students Community Center. While we are acutely aware of all these changes, we also know that many things in the Mac alumni family are constant. Good advice, for example, is often timeless. I thought you got some pretty good advice this morning from our honorary doctorate recipient and your valedictorian. But I have an excerpt here from our university president to McMaster's newest alumni. He wrote, "Good alumni are a combination of advertisement, scout, correspondent, and benefactor. They are advertisements because of their own achievements and success in profession, business, or in public reputation. It's a priceless contribution that graduates can make. Alumni who are good scouts in the sense that they are always on the watch for good students to direct to McMaster, invaluable assets, and many graduates can do very much to guarantee succession. To be good correspondents means simply keeping in touch with the alumni office in such matters as change of address and personal news about occupation and family. And beyond this, there is the opportunity to join the noble company of benefactors who help to guarantee that coming generations of students will have better facilities than we had in our day. And I commend to you, members of the class of 2015, these sentiments expressed in April 1951 by our then President George P. Gilmore. Today, his overall message is certainly relevant, but the tools the Alumni Association uses are far more varied than they were just 6 years after the end of World War II. You entered this morning as graduates and now leave as graduates and alumni. Beginning this September, you will receive your first copy of the alumni magazine, the McMaster Times, a means of communications which wouldn't seem out of place in the 50s, but you can also be part of the association's online community, following the association on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Flickr, or whatever else they come up with next week. You can also access our value-added services. You can join your fellow alumni at one of the hundreds of events we organize annually, not just in Hamilton or even just Canada, but across the world. You can follow the sage of your new friend, Grad Mac, who you met backstage, complete the How Maroon Are You quiz, and then visit mac10.ca to learn about all the opportunities for new grads. But enough of the sales pitch. I do hope, however, that you will participate somehow and sometime. When you're ready, the McMaster Alumni Association will be there for you, offering you a wide range of ways to find your path back to your alma mater. So to you, the class of 2015, I offer my and our most sincere congratulations on your academic accomplishments, on your graduation, and on your first moments as members of the McMaster alumni family. And then I have a personal word to you. I spent more than 20 years as the Chief Staff Officer of a regulated health profession, and I know that your professional college and professional association can serve you and our healthcare system best when they have the leadership such as you can provide. So when you have the opportunity, stand up. Congratulations, welcome, and remember, once a Marauder, always a Marauder. Thank you.
May I invite Dr. Dean back to the podium to deliver the President's address.
Madam Chancellor, this is a unique ceremony in many ways today, in that a large number of our graduates are the beneficiaries of a long-standing collaboration between McMaster University, Mohawk College, Conestoga College, Six Nations Polytechnic, all represented here on the platform. And I want to begin my remarks by expressing my appreciation for the strength and the health of this partnership and the benefits that it has brought over the years to our students. Marina, in what must be one of the most impressive valedictory addresses I've heard, reminded you that your learning never stops. And implicit in the story she told is the point that every individual's educational and personal needs vary. Our society is healthy when we are educated in many different ways. And what is wonderful about the programs from which you're graduating is that different institutions have come together to provide you the best that they can all offer. But I want to, in my remarks today, speak a little about what the university means, what it means when, as Mr. Sauter just said to you, once a Marauder, always a Marauder. What are your university affiliations and what do they mean? Because you're leaving McMaster at a time when the value of a university education, and by implication the obligations of institutions like ours, is being hotly debated, not only in Canada but elsewhere in North America and in Europe. Broadly speaking, the argument one hears in Ottawa, Queen's Park, and quite a bit in the mainstream media, is that universities need to be more responsive to the policy-driven demands of government, that they need to be focused above all else on preparing young people to enter the workforce, and that they need to concentrate on the immediate needs of the economy, as well as the short-term career aspirations of the graduate. Now, its critics dismiss this as a narrowly instrumental approach to higher education and argue for a much broader view in which the aim is not merely to train, but to educate the student. And as you leave the university today, I hope you feel prepared to take up the cause for that latter view. A university is a university precisely because it does not exist exclusively to serve short-term societal or economic goals. Institutions like ours operate on both the short and the long horizon. On the one hand, they train students to go out into the world with both general and specific skills necessary to the well-being of society. They work with contemporary problems, and they render appropriate the discoveries and understanding that they generate. On the other hand, they forage in realms of abstraction and domains of inquiry that may not appear immediately relevant to others, but have the proven potential to yield great future benefit. Those last words come from a document issued nearly a decade ago by the League of European Research Universities. But their equivalent is to be found in a document called the Magna Charta Universitatum, which McMaster University signed in 2014. And in that document, we are told this, that freedom in research and training is the fundamental principle of university life, and governments and universities, each as far as in them lies, must ensure respect for this fundamental requirement. Rejecting intolerance and always open to dialogue, a university is an ideal meeting ground for teachers capable of imparting their knowledge and well-equipped to develop it by research and innovation, and for students entitled, able, and willing to enrich their minds with that knowledge. Now, you have demonstrated yourselves both able and willing, and you have undoubtedly been enriched in ways that are apparent to you today, and that will become clear in other ways of which you're probably unaware for many years to come. But in the context of the present debate about the purpose of universities, narrowly instrumental or broadly educational, I wonder how many of you are aware that behind the program of study each of you has pursued, however professional and narrowly defined that program may at times have seemed to you, stands not a consensus curriculum developed by ministry bureaucrats indifferent to the intellectual assets and missions of individual institutions, but instead a record of research and reflection, particular to McMaster University and the scholars who work here, both to educate you and to advance their disciplines through research conducted to the highest standards. I'm wanting to talk here about that thing Marina called something truly special about McMaster. At McMaster, as at any research-intensive institution, we regard the work of educating students and of extending the boundaries of knowledge through research as inseparable and mutually reinforcing activities. However much we may endorse the notion that institutions like ours exist for the advancement of the nation's well-being and must be key contributors to societal and economic development, we demur at the narrow or reductive application of this idea. We do not accept, in other words, that the value of the university consists entirely or even principally in its ability to deliver outcomes as mandated by government from time to time. This is not to say that we're indifferent to those outcomes or that we will not work to deliver them. Instead, it means that we are, and must always be, focused on the bigger picture of the individual and the longer picture, the longer view of our society. We offer education rather than job training. We're interested in asking questions as well as applying the answers we have found. We strive to maintain dynamic connections between theory and practice, wisdom and technical knowledge, and we approach the world with a desire to see and to understand it whole. Coincidentally, that means that universities are exactly what a knowledge society needs, and the outcomes mandated by government will in all likelihood be delivered. But that does not mean that the value of universities is reducible to the sum of social, economic, or governmental needs at the present time. Now, you will each have had experiences during your time at McMaster that opened a window on the kind of place that this is, on the kind of activities above, beyond, and yet integrated with your experiences in the classroom that define us as an institution and that proclaim us as a university. You may have watched an intervention in a clinical setting that was original, effective, and clearly influenced by your professor's research. You may have visited or even worked in your professor's laboratory and imbibed firsthand the patience and discipline required to conduct meaningful inquiry as well as the excitement of discovery. You may have sat in surprised astonishment as your instructor ascended into the intellectual stratosphere, the issue then under discussion having intersected with his or her decades-long mental engagement with a particular aspect of the subject. These are the epiphanies by which the research life of the university discloses itself to its members every day, even to those of you whose degree requirements do not allow much lateral investigation, whose focus is comparatively narrow, prescribed by accreditation, or simply very technical. But were you to set out to explore that life in all its richness, you would discover why it is that McMaster has for years been consistently ranked as one of the top 100 universities in the world. Why specifically the life sciences, medicine, health sciences in general at McMaster has consistently been ranked even higher. And why your degree from this institution will bring you respect, recognition, and yes, the things we all want from our lives, the potential for a successful career and a lifetime of learning and discovery. Even if you're not always aware of it or able to articulate what it means, you are the product of a research-focused institution, and one no less student-centered for being so. And the ethos of such an institution, with its focus on curiosity, investigation, evidence, and analysis, is precisely that which equips you for long-term success in your life beyond this ceremony. If, prompted by those in-class epiphanies which I mentioned, you were to begin more systematically to explore the research dimension of McMaster, where would your journey take you? It might take you into any one of our more than 50 research institutes and centers, from the Michael G. DeGroote Institute for Infectious Disease Research to the Brockhaus Institute for Materials Research, from the Cannes Child Center for Childhood Disability Research to the Center for Functional Genomics, from the Center for Peace Studies to the Farncombe Family Digestive Health Research Institute, from the Gilbrea Center for Studies in Aging to the Institute on Globalization and the Human Condition, to the McMaster Center for Music and the Mind. I could go on. You might want to investigate facilities, such as the high-throughput screening laboratory, the electron microscopy facility in the Faculty of Health Sciences, the Nursing Effectiveness, Utilization, and Outcomes Research Unit, and so on. Do you know that in the basement of the Mills Library can be found one of the most outstanding scholarly resources in Canada, the William Reddy Division of Archives and Research Collections? There you will discover manuscripts, radio and television scripts and correspondence by the Irish playwright Samuel Beckett. You'll find the papers of Canadian historian Pierre Burton and a host of valuable and illuminating documents vitally important for research in many fields not represented here today, in literature, history, music, and business. You will also find there 36.5 meters, that is, shelving meters, of manuscripts, diaries, and other materials relating to one of the most famous nurses of the 20th century, Vera Brittain, the British writer, lecturer, pacifist, and feminist, and voluntary aid detachment nurse in the First World War. In Brittain's diary of 1915, which you can consult in the archives, you can read this extraordinary praise for the field of nursing. This is what she wrote in 1915, before becoming a nurse in the First World War. I envy people who nurse now. Surely truth is to be found in such experience, even as it is embodied in all elemental things. I would like the stern labor of nursing for love's sake, for surely the soul grows thereby. An occupying pride of place in the basement of Mill's library are the Bertrand Russell Archives, an unparalleled collection of primary and secondary materials relating to Bertrand Russell, the British philosopher, logician, and essayist who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1950. Visit Mill's, and you can sit at his desk, peruse his library, admire the wing chair in which he sat to read, and explore the world of 20th century literature, philosophy, politics, and culture. The Russell Archive is a priceless resource for research in the humanities, history, and politics, and like the labs, centers, and institutes which I mentioned, it stands as testimony to the seriousness with which McMaster University has committed itself over the last 128 years to the discovery of knowledge. It embodies, facilitates, and testifies to that broader view of the university's mission to which I referred at the outset, insisting by its presence that we not concede to the narrowly instrumental role governments and our society would from time to time seek to impose on us. The Russell Archive literally does testify to the importance of the broader view, for in Russell's writings you will find a description of the goal of the university, which I hope you will always remember, and which I hope you will seek to uphold as you establish yourselves in your careers and claim your rightful place as leaders in our province, our country, and beyond. In an essay from the late 50s entitled University Education, he wrote this. It's about truth, the word used there by Vera Brittain in the passage on nursing, which I read to you. Says Russell, truth is a shining goddess, always veiled, always distant, never wholly approachable, but worthy of all the devotion of which the human spirit is capable. Your university education may have trained you in specific skills, but its unique and longest-lasting gift to you will be to have kindled your curiosity about truth and your joy in discovery. It is important to say these things and to know these things about the university because outside of the university family, the benefits of this unique milieu are not well enough understood. Indeed, even when they're understood, they are sometimes also feared. And there is no better explanation for the cause of that fear than this observation, again by Bertrand Russell. It is a quote. Men fear thought as they fear nothing else on earth, more than ruin, more even than death. Thought is subversive and revolutionary, destructive and terrible. Thought is merciless to privilege, to established institutions and comfortable habits. Thought is anarchic and lawless, indifferent to authority, careless of the well-tried wisdom of the ages. Thought looks into the pit of hell and is not afraid. It sees man a feeble speck surrounded by unfathomable depths of silence, yet it bears itself proudly, as unmoved as if it were Lord of the universe. Thought is great and swift and free, the light of the world and the chief glory of man. You are all the products of an institution devoted above all else to thought. And paradoxically, your ability to shape a stable, healthy, and equitable nation in the future will depend on the degree to which you have learned and internalized the corrosive, subversive power of that supreme faculty, thought. That's my message. I hope you will turn the power of your own minds on it and on the prospects for all of us in the future. Congratulations and my warmest best wishes to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Dean. Congratulations to the class of 2015. As a fellow McMaster alumna, I'm looking forward to see where you all go from here. As Mr. Sauter eloquently said, you're all now graduates and members of this wonderful group of alumni. And having spent part of last week and the weekend with the returning alumni for their class reunions, what struck me was the strong friendships that so many people had built in their time here at McMaster. And having listened to this group this morning, it's quite obvious that there are very strong bonds within the group. And I encourage you to maintain those and keep them. They end up being some of the most valuable friendships you have over the years and something really worth working at. Dr. Shamian, thank you for your words and for your congratulations on your accomplishments. And Dr. Dean, you've given us a lot to think about. And as I listened to your valedictorian, Dr. Shamian and Dr. Dean, I realized just how lucky we are. I've been following, just as a personal interest, what's been going on with Greece and the European community and the Euro. And come out very grateful that I don't live in a country that is politically and financially as dysfunctional as Greece is. But what shocked me was reading a couple of months ago of a statement made by the new Minister of Education, who rejected all of the reforms that the previous government had put into place and announced that he was eliminating any entrance exams to universities. He was not going to put any restrictions on how long people took to get their degrees. He did not want any foreign teachers any longer in Greek universities. They should be replaced by fellow Greeks. But at one point, what struck me is he made the statement that excellence in education was not something he either accepted or endorsed. And I thought how lucky we are to be in Canada, where education is so strongly valued. We may disagree, as Dr. Dean points out, as to how we define excellent education. We may also feel that the government may not support education to the extent they say they value it. But there's no doubt that it is a fundamental value within our society. But I think even more is how lucky we are and how lucky you are to be graduating from a university where that is fundamental to the way they operate. And I think, and all of us have been part of institutions where excellence in education is a value that they hold extremely dear. And as you go out in the world, I do suggest you take up Dr. Dean's challenge, Dr. Shamian's challenge, to show the value of education either in arguing for it or even in how you exercise your job to show the value of what you have gotten. It will make all the difference to the people who come after you. And so my very best wishes to all of you as you go forward. I have a couple of housekeeping items to tell you about before we close. Ladies and gentlemen, pinning ceremonies for the nursing graduates and their guests will be in the Hamilton Convention Center at 1:30 p.m., and a reception outside each room will follow the ceremony. The reception for the medical radiation sciences graduates and their guests will be immediately following the ceremony at the Hamilton Convention Center, Webster Room, A.B.Sc.N Lounge. Flowers that have been delivered for graduates will be available at the coat check in the main lobby. I would ask that you please remain standing at your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have left the hall. Finally, please join now in the singing of our national anthem. After the singing of the national anthem, this convocation stands adjourned.